The world is in complete chaos right now because of this idea of consistency. Now, there's some nuances to being consistent, but in this video, I'm going to be telling you why you should be inconsistent, right? And it's coming from the chapter 32 of this book, The Diary of a CEO. If you like the ideas that I share in this book, feel free to share with somebody else. It's that action of sharing with somebody else that will make you realize that you take yourself serious and you're willing to find like-minded people who take themselves serious also. And please, this guy has nice ideas. So also listen to the podcast Diary of a CEO for also quality guests and quality ideas. So let's get into it. So when it comes to this idea of consistency, everybody likes to be consistent, right? We like to do the same thing exactly to everybody. We like to be fair. But this whole idea of consistency, the main problem it has caused is now a new problem called equality, where people want equality of outcomes, not efforts. People want equality of effects, not causes. Now, let me explain. So everybody wants to be treated equally, but the reality is we are different. And in this book, Stephen Bartlett uses Alex Ferguson as the best example, which I really feel it is, although I'm not a football fan. He says that Alex Ferguson, if he's pissed, right, he knows that when he walks into the locker room, he knows who he needs to shout at. If he walks into the locker room, he knows who's at fault. He will go and talk to some people slowly. He could excuse some people. He could scold some people right in the locker room without scolding some people. And the real reason behind that is because Alex Ferguson, as a leader, understood that people are different. And if you apply the exact same treatment to everybody, you have missed the point. Now think about it, zoom out, right? In schools, we try to treat everybody as equal, right? We try to make people assume that or make them think that if you follow this strict set of rules, you're going to have this set of results. But people are different. People have different brain chemistries. People have different ideas in their head. People have different characters they bring. Right? So the best teachers are the teachers who realize this and know that kids are different. And trying to apply the exact principle to every child is a very, very stupid thing to do. It shows that you do not understand what is going on. And that is why whenever I see a strict set of rules and protocols, the idea of rules and protocols is to guide people, right? Not to make them enforce the same ideologies and dogma. So this is why I say that. And bringing it back to Alex Ferguson, when he goes into the locker room, right? He shouts at somebody or shouts at some people. The rest, he talks to them, he pampers them. Some of them, he excludes them from the locker room to discuss with them because he has identified the strengths of some people, that some people can stomach that shouting, right? He has seen that some people are weak. When I say the word weak, some people are fragile, same thing. And he has to exclude them from the rest because they can easily break down and it's going to break down their spirits. And thinking about breaking down their spirits is this idea of equality, right, quote unquote, gender equality, has caused people. I feel it has done some level of harm as much as it has done some level of good. But we chose to ignore the harm it's causing or the harm it has caused. It's okay to give people equality of what opportunity, but equality of outcome is not guaranteed and is not even possible. The only way it's possible is through violence, according to Naval Ravikant. And if you zoom out, if you treat everybody equally, right, do you think you're ever going to have the exact same results from everybody? Even in a family, right? Even if you're treated equally in a family, you are still going to have differences. For different reasons. The way we think, thought processes, even though we went to the same class, we can have different thought processes. We can have the same event happen to the 4 kids, and the 4 kids review that event differently. And that differently is different reasons. Even the brain structure is different. So I'm saying this because if you ever find yourself in the space of leadership, we already know what you're trying to achieve, right? Now, take that thing and become flexible to the subordinates. Take that concept, take the idea, take the goal you're trying to achieve, and tell the person, okay, fine. If this is how you're going to, because even in communication, right? Because I tell the best communicators are not the ones with the best language, they're the ones who can understand who they are talking with, right? They understand the person they're talking with and they're trying to speak to that person and the personality, not to a lot of people. And this is where you should get that point, that if you're ever going to stand in any place of authority or leadership, talk to the person as an individual. Don't assume that everybody is equal. The moment you make that mistake, most people, the keyword here is most people, right? If most people want to get your message, you have to water it down. In that process, there's no room for comprehension. That's the major reason online advice is kind of like fucked up right now. I mean, a lot of people are taking up advice that works for a very few set of people. And because I remember taking this course, right, on how you can grow viral on social media, and I kind of realized that whenever they want something to become more relatable to people, right, to broader audience, they kind of have to remove a lot of context. You have to just give out advice that doesn't make sense. For example, is you have to be consistent. Being consistent in leadership, applying the same principles to everybody, will leave a lot of people lost. Because why? A lot of people, the average person is not smart. I'm sorry, it's not an insult. The average person, this is why I want you to always be above average. The average person individually is not onto something. It's not really, has a lot of problems he's dealing with, even mentally. So that means is from the average down, they're already lost. If you apply this principle of consistency, even when it comes to creating content, you get to realize that consistency in creating content will keep you stuck. It will keep you on a flat line where no new ideas. You need some level of intensity and consistency to get to the level that is higher than what you are currently. And to be very frank, this episode is something that it really hits me hard because I think I've made some mistakes in the past where I treated everybody as equals, and that's, I can looking back at it, never worked. Even till today, if you zoom out, you see it in schools where they try to take kids as equal, still doesn't work. Because that is the point is, some kids, perfect, because I feel like I had ADHD, self-diagnosed. Some kids, they have ADHD. Some kids, they have straight up mental illness. Some kids, they are slow learners. Some kids, they are fast learners. They need to create a system. And thanks for the likes of AI. I really believe that at some point I will invest in this idea of AI where if a kid wants to learn something, he has to learn something that is adapted to him. What that means is his style of, a way that his brain can easily process the ideas is what we should be aiming to do in our education system, because whether I like it or not, this current system is broken. And with the advent of AI, I feel it's very, very possible to create scalable systems, scalable educational systems where the learning process is actually tied to the student's personality. So this idea of one size fits all, this information centric, statistics centric, I really feel like at some point it's no longer working, right? We should find better ways of adapting our leadership to the individuals who are leading, to the groups that we are leading. Yes, at some point in leadership, right? Sometimes some identities are not really so important, but you get the point is people should be addressed individually. And in some cases it's not possible, but you get the point. So I'm telling you this because if you ever find yourself in a place of leadership, treat the people you are leading as individuals and you will definitely go far. Everybody will adjust to it. So a couple of notes from this place because it's a very short one. For us as leaders, to become complementary puzzle piece for each member of our team, we must be inconsistent, emotionally variable, fluctuating as the people of our teams are. So that means is go down to their level, communicate with them. So basically, it's impossible to blend into a team, a jigsaw puzzle, unless you comprehend that the unique shape of each of these team members and how they fit into the puzzle. Now, great leaders are fluid, flexible, and full of fluctuations. They are whatever shape they need to be to complete your motivation. That is why I said, if you ever find yourself in a space of leadership, you're going to have to adapt to communicate and to lead the people, not the other way around. Not you assuming that if you give every individual the exact same treatment because you want to sound fair. And if you think about it, sometimes in my own process, I was thinking that I was being fair, thinking I was doing the right thing by giving the exact same treatment to everybody, but that's a disaster, right? Even my parents give me and my well, no, let's leave my family out of it because I'm not sure it's going to go well. So if you have stayed this long, it's obvious that you're someone who takes yourself serious. You're somebody who you know at some point in life, you are either going to end up in a leadership situation or you are already in a leadership situation. And then you're basically trying to up your game. So it's okay to have this idea. And if you stay to this point, it shows that you take yourself very serious. Now, do somebody else a favor, right? Or do yourself a favor. Share this video with somebody who you think will find it helpful. That simple act of sharing this video is definitely going to improve. It's definitely going to change the game in a way. It's going to change the way we currently lead people, and it's going to make the world a better place if we have better leaders. So thank you very much. Also, if you like the ideas in this book, go ahead, right, and grab a copy of this book. If you cannot grab a copy of this book, feel free to go and listen to the podcast called The Diary of a CEO. Stephen Bartlett brings on great guests to his show, and these guys give very good ideas. So thank you very much for staying this far. You are a real G and you take yourself serious. Talk to you soon. Become inconsistent and bye for now. Become inconsistent as a leader. Bye for now.